And I had a 2008 F250. It came to me from one of our other shops that I was having trouble with. I couldn't get rid of it. And it's in a great big ass lifted up turbocharged diesel truck that has a tuner on it, of course, and pulled the unit out. It was doing all kinds of goofy stuff. I forget what the code was right off the top of my head. Something, if I remember correctly, about shift element D stuck off. Got the unit apart. Forward clutches were smoked. Overdrive clutches were smoked. Found this piece of metal inside the tranny that looks, I don't know if you can pick that up, looks similar to what you might find in one of these sprags. Both sprags assemblies are working properly, so I replaced them anyway. Put the 4L60 reverse sealing rings on the forward drum like I always do to fix the forwards burning. The direct clutches was blowing air right through here, so I replaced the center support. That took care of that blowing air through there. And the pump bushing already didn't look the greatest in the world already. Put the unit back in. Seemed to work okay for a few miles, and it went back to doing what it was doing before. And it would what it would do is sometimes it would take off in third, sometimes it would take off in fifth. If you watch the scanner was saying that it was commanded, and the boss come back and got me and had me go drive the truck. And I didn't even get out on the service road, and I got up to about 35 miles an hour, and the truck was shaking so bad, like the front end was wore out. I was afraid to drive it, so I turned around and I came back. And when we got back to the shop here, I was noticing that the brakes had a real heavy smell of brakes burning, and it was locking down the driver's front wheel, and the more you drove it, the more it'd lock it down. And the worse that the tranny would act, it would just act horrible. Got to talking to the guy, found out it had the tuner on it. We deprogrammed it, went back to factory settings, still did it. I've had some of them tuners give all kinds of weird problems, so that's why we did that. And I noticed when I was rebuilding the tranny that somebody had already put on a rebuilt valve body, and I was beginning to think that the valve body was the problem, at least with the tranny side of it, not with the brake problem side of it. So I found out where the factory valve body that came off the tranny was, got them to bring it to me, cleaned it up, put it on, and all of a sudden the truck magically works and the brakes no longer lock down. Now what the hell it has to do with the brakes locking down, I cannot tell you. It shouldn't have nothing to do with it, but the brakes no longer lock down on the driver's front wheel, and the transmission works perfectly. So take that, do what you want with it. If I would have heard it, I would have called bullshit, but all I can tell you is what I did and what it's doing now. So if you get one that's doing goofy crap like that, and you got the driver's front wheel that's locking down, might be the valve body.